Hello!
Hello!
We're CultureClash Theatre.
I'm Cassie.
And I'm Shereen, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for Voices in the Dark, Take 2. Originally, we'd planned to showcase these pieces on the glorious stage of Greenwich Theatre, but unfortunately, due to the current pandemic, we were unable to do so. So, we've taken them online.
And tonight we'll be showcasing the first 3 out of 6 new plays selected by a panel from almost 100 submissions. We hope you enjoy tonight's first 3 plays.
And please do join us tomorrow for the final 3.
I'm Kit McGuire, writer of The Iniquity of Us All. I have a group of actor-writer friends. We share work, offer ideas to each other for things to write. It was suggested that we write monologues starring characters that share our identities, covering the L, G, B and T of queer life. As a transmasculine lesbian, I have my fingers in a couple of pies there. Writing this piece, I was playing around with this crossover of identities, how it can create tension both in and outside of the community. I also wanted to confront the fact that queerphobia is a part of day-to-day life. It's unremarkable. Jude presents this to the extreme. They've just been beaten up badly, but they don't mention it. It's not worth mentioning. The Iniquity of Us All explores identity politics, religion, suffering, literature, queerphobia, and the inherent violence to being a silent witness of oppression.
You should see the other guy. Not because I did anything to him, just I've got a terrible memory for faces. Fuck me. I was at my book club. Lesbian book club, obviously. I'm middle class, but I'm not 40. And we're talking about Despised and Rejected. It's a 1918 novel by R. Alatini, originally published under the pen name A.T. Fitzroy. Now, Rose Alatini published under 5 different names over the course of her career, but her first 3 novels, were published under R. Alatini, and so this was the first to use a pseudonym. And she went back to using R. Alatini the following 2 before she chose another pen name. The decision to use a pseudonym for Despised and Rejected was made because of the content. She lived in Fitzroy Square, A.T. Fitzroy. But you're interested in the content now. At least I hope you are, because I'm going to be talking about this book for a minute. It was banned, as most excellent books have been, for 2 phenomenal reasons. Pacifism and homosexuality. I mentioned it was published in 1918. I should specify it was spring. The war wasn't over yet. The draft was still going, and conscientious objectors were hated with venom. The publisher, a pacifist himself who had published many other pieces criticising the war, was heavily fined. He said he didn't realise the book had homosexual themes. That Alatini had told him that the relationship between the hero, Dennis, and his friend, Alan, was analogous to that between David and Jonathan. As if David and Jonathan weren't gay. Blasphemy! Apologies if there are any nuns in the building, but not really, and I'll tell you for why. And the soul of David was knit unto the soul of Jonathan. 1 Samuel 18:1. And Jonathan and David made a covenant, for he loved him as his own soul. And he stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and to his garments, and to his bow, and to his sword, and even to his girdle. 1 Samuel 18:2-3. 3-4. Oh, I'm a Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I do find Catholicism interesting, though. I mean, you've got to admit, they know about infrastructure. I mean, both architecturally and in creating and perpetuating institutional oppression. I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. I find organised religion is often artificial, but spirituality is accessible. I find faith compelling. But I was talking about the book, wasn't I? Or I guess I was talking about the book club. It's a lesbian book club. So it's for women and non-binary people. Personally, I'm a bit sceptical about the ever-increasing number of spaces for women and non-binary people. Before you freak out, I am non-binary people. I'm very aware of being viewed as woman-light. But then it's a lesbian book club for lesbians, and non-binary people can be lesbians. So non-binary lesbian. They, sometimes he, whatever. So, I mean, it's less of a women and non-binary people space and more of a lesbian space. But then there are women attracted to women who aren't lesbians. And women attracted to non-binary people. Consider. Women attracted trans femme people. Lesbians. As a trans masc person who is exclusively attracted to women, who some days is more femme and other days is like, am I just a man? Can I call myself a lesbian? I mean, if a man tried to call himself a lesbian, people would be up in arms. I don't want to know what Twitter would have to say about it. I mean, I'd be rolling my eyes out the back of my head, you know? That's the thing about lesbianism, is that men don't come into it. It's radical in that sense. It's a whole section of people living in a patriarchal society for whom men are not relevant. That's not to say that lesbians hate men or men should be eradicated, but just to put men off-centre. So really, how can I, somebody who aligns myself with men in regards to my own gender, call myself a lesbian? While we're calling my lesbianism problematic, let's explore bisexuality real quick. So there are people who would argue, because I am attracted to women and also some non-binary people, I'm bi. Bi meaning two, your own gender and other genders. I'm not attracted to all non-binary people. But then I'm not attracted to all women. Like, fuck Theresa May, but with a cactus up her ass, not... But maybe the trans masc thing is the main problem. Or what about when you open this whole can of worms that non-binary is not the one and only third gender, but an umbrella term for genders that are not man or woman, and includes bigender, genderqueer, gender fluid, agender, to name a few. I mean, what does it mean if I, a genderqueer person, am dating a femme, agender person? Is this lesbianism? Is it bisexuality? Polysexuality? I mean, am I transphobic for calling myself a lesbian when I may be attracted to non-binary people who may want to distance themselves from womanhood? Well, I think I'm a lesbian, and it's my fucking life. Anyway, I'm at Lesbian Book Club, and we're talking about Despised and Rejected. The heroine of the novel, Antoinette, spends her entire teenage life attracted to women exclusively, but later falls in love with the hero. He's gay, though, and when they first meet, they talk about understanding each other, in the way that you do when you're closeted to everyone, including yourself, but you still manage to find all the other gays in your year in room B7 talking about warrior cats. I think it's pretty classic compulsory heterosexuality, but there's a case for Antoinette being bi, for sure. It could also be that Rose is talking from experience. We don't know that much about her life, other than a fucking 40 novels. I mean, 40 novels! But her son writes in his memoirs that she spent World War II with a woman named Melanie Mills, and that after the war they would go to Switzerland once a year for health reasons. That doesn't sound particularly heterosexual to me. And the way she writes about fear, and about that grating of what you know to be true against what the world tells you should be. I don't know. I just think she's speaking from experience. It's an intimate feeling, and the only other places I've seen it expressed with such clarity are Morris and The Well of Loneliness. But then it's dedicated to You Who Made Me Understand, so fuck if I know. Now, Radcliffe Hall was definitely a lesbian. Alatini was Jewish, certainly ethnically. I can't say I know all that much about her religious practices, though Wikipedia does say one of her favourite themes was Jewish issues. The painting, Despised and Rejected of Men, by Goethe, is fervently Christian. By which I mean it's a painting of Jesus Christ, tied to a pillar with the crown of thorns on his head, as endless crowds pass him by. Goethe was Victorian, and the painting was completed in 1904, so all the people in the crowd are in Victorian clothes. There are quite a few ladies in fancy clothes, there's a priest, a few men with their top hats. There's a nurse doing this. She's caused quite a lot of chatter in the Christian art world. It's a great painting. I recommend giving it a Google. Not now, at the end. We could suppose that Alatini was familiar with this painting and that it inspired the novel. It's generally acknowledged that the purpose of the painting is to make you question yourself, how you react to suffering. Is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? Despised and Rejected explores the suffering caused on both sides of the war, and Alatini in fact predicts the Second World War as a direct result of the First, and of that further and arguably greater suffering. She also talks about the suffering endured by the pacifists, the conscientious objectors who are sentenced to years of hard labour, who are beaten by their guards, who are all painted as cowards. They face incredible cruelty, humiliation, physical and mental violation, but they will not fight, and so they are cowards. I think the saddest thing about this novel is Antoinette, and thus Alatini, saying she hopes the pacifists will be remembered along with the soldiers. Of course, it's a Bible quote, originally. Isaiah 53:3. He was despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. There were witnesses. He asked me, "Are you a dyke or a tranny?" I said, "Both." He just kind of looked at me, so I said, "There is a lot of reading involved, but if you study hard, you can be both too." I saw them across the road in their fucking top hats.
Hello, my name is Mariella Hudson. I am the writer and director of Forts, A Millennial Tale, starring Natalie Pereira and Hamza Jitua, who are both very, very cool and very, very talented. I was very flattered to hear that they both liked the play, and I hope that you like it as well. I don't think there's an awful lot I can tell you about the play before you watch it that will help. All I can tell you is that it was written by a millennial, that's me, who grew up in the weird aftermath of the War on Terror and all the strange anxieties, along with the recession and, general crises of life that have followed. So, on that cheery note, I hope you enjoy this wacky, strange, anxiety-fueled comedy thing. And yes, thank you very much to CultureClash for giving me my first professional gig. Okay, enjoy!
Your attention, please. We will shortly be commencing our intruder drill. Please shut the doors, pull down the blinds, place yourself beneath a desk, and wait until you hear the password. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Not deaf.
What should we do?
Exactly what they said to do.
Yeah, but what if this is a test?
God.
Strong.
No. Thompson, we're not doing this again.
Everyone in every office in the building is going to be doing what they're told. But if we go above and beyond...
Above and beyond. Why are you so obsessed with this above
Because
and
I'm
beyond?
at the end of my contract, and if I don't prove myself, they're going to let me go. And I'm going to have to find work in a restaurant, and I wasn't born to be a waiter, Strong.
Your attention, please. The drill has begun. I repeat, the drill has begun.
I think we should be proactive. We can build a fort. Strong, help me build a fort.
Absolutely not.
Why not? Come on, I bet none of the other officers are making a fort.
Because it's stupid and a waste of time.
It's not like we've got anything else to do.
I could sleep. I could daydream. I could read a book on my phone.
So when they walk around to do inspections and they see you sleeping on the job while I'm busy fortifying our defences, who do you think they're going to put up for promotion next month?
I don't give a shit about promotion. I have a life.
Everyone will think you're lazy and unhelpful and selfish.
Well, you know what? I don't care.
But you should care. You should care about representing this office. You should care about going above and beyond. You should care about making yourself known. Oh my God. They got her. The terrorist. There's a terrorist in the building and they got her. They got to head office.
It's a drill. They probably just turned the mic on by mistake.
It's not a drill. Not anymore. They got to her. They got in.
If it's not a drill, then why did we receive an email this morning saying that there was going to be a drill?
The terrorists aren't stupid. They've got intelligence. They know when we've got drills planned, and if they plan their attack to coincide with our drill, they will think it's just a drill, obviously.
What the fuck?
Shit. They're coming. And we have to make a fort.
Shut up about the fucking fort. You're grown adults.
Shh. They're right above us. The door is open. What are you doing?
I'm doing as I'm told. I'm following the drill. That's what we're supposed to do.
You really think that's going to help? You really want to be hunched in the fetal position when Khalid walks in and blows us to pieces?
That's racist.
No, I didn't. Fine, when Patrick O'Flanagan walks in and blows us to pieces.
Still racist and out of date. Also, what makes you think that this terrorist is a man? That's sexist.
Okay, then who do you think the terrorist is?
She could be from ETA.
ETA?
Yeah, she could be a Basque nationalist called Igone Echevarria.
So the question is, fellow colleague, do you want Egone to see you like this, hunched beneath the desk? What if Egone is just a plant? What if head office planned this, has planted a terrorist to really test us and to see what we do and how we react under pressure? I mean, wasn't that our job specification? Works well under pressure.
That's not what they meant.
I'm not getting blown to smithereens because you can't get your act together. If you help me build a fort, we'll have a better chance of surviving this.
Surviving what? Get under the damn table!
No! We're going to make fortifications and block the entrance and no one can get in. Come on, that door doesn't shut properly.
Fuck! Fuck those fucking bastards and their fucking maintenance cuts!
So?
Okay. Let's make fortifications and block the entrance. Here, help me move the table. I'll get the chairs together. You get the fire blankets so that we can protect ourselves from inflammatory material.
And we can spray cleaning detergent in her eyes.
Okay.
You know, we really haven't had a chance to chat these past few months. It's quite nice to have the chance to talk. I'm from up north originally. I know I don't sound like it. And I used to want to be an architect. I know I don't seem like it. And I can speak Spanish. Sort of. Can you speak Spanish?
No?
Would you like to speak Spanish? Might come in handy when Igone jumps in.
Igone is Basque, so speaking Spanish would only piss her off.
I didn't think of that. You know, these could be the very last conversations we ever have.
Jesus Christ, what do you want from me?
Meaningful human connection.
Human connection won't stop you, terrorist.
I thought you said there was no terrorist.
Probably fucking isn't, and we're just pissing about with cleaning products like tossers. Dear God, I think we're worse than terrorists. We're terrorising ourselves. And head office are fucking terrorists for telling us there might be a terrorist, for making us crawl under the desk every month as if there ever would be a terrorist. That's terrorism! That enough conversation for you?
Why are you so angry?
There.
Always wondered what you were really like.
I still wonder what I'm really like.
This was a stupid idea.
Yes.
There's just not enough time. Not to build a proper fort. We need string, for one thing. And no one ever has string.
That's true.
Even if we had time to finish it, might not be good enough. I mean, it's not improbable that it just wouldn't be good enough.
At least we don't have to be terrorists. That's a shit job.
Worse than working in an office.
Fair enough. Igone's putting us out of our misery. What would you do if she did come?
Hide.
And if she found you?
ask her not to kill me?
And if she didn't listen?
Beg.
And if she didn't care?
And pray.
And if that didn't work?
No, not like that. I think.
About your life?
Yeah. And everyone. We're friends, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm frightened.
Why?
Why wouldn't I be?
It's okay. It's only a drill.
What if I'm doing all of this for...
Have a happy new year. I repeat, have a happy new year.
Was that the password?
Shall we tear this down?
Yes. But not yet.
Why?
Could be a trick.
I don't care.
Just wait. One moment. Just sit. It will be okay. It will get better. So I'm told. It will.
Thank you.
This is Aga Serugo-Lugo, the writer of Greg. Greg is the story of three guys, Nick, Frank and Greg, go on this, young lads go on this night out in Liverpool. And it's told by Nick and Frank, and they use very poetic language to talk about this night out. But these three guys are actually quite sort of unseemly. There's sort of like a real sort of hyper masculine or toxic masculine, to use another phrase, sense about them. And they're very much othering people around them. They go on this night out, and they're huge cine buffs. There's lots and lots of cinematic references. The themes include, as I said before, sort of toxic masculinity, hyper-masculinity, the othering of other people. But also there is a moment of transcendence. So hopefully, eventually, you might warm to these guys. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a joy to work and rework, and I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
Set. Pancho. In the fairground reflections, three stooges in three manners of pint sizes, amid the good and the bad, adorned their alter personas, replaced their weekly masks, caps tipped, blades ready to draw, hungry but concealed. Three Omegas.
Amigos.
Alpha.
Bravo.
Charlie. Great times.
Musketeers. The scene is set.
All for one. Liverpool, Saturday night. Amber rays flood the pavements, disrupted by a flood of purple, of red and blue. Noise of the 999ers doing their service. Amber rays looking at the girls, looking at the boys, looking at the girls, looking like they're pros, with skirts continuing in their ascendancy. Beckoning twins. So all that remain are pros. love it. In the contentious no man's land of the sexy wars, we men were always the victors. Not so much a battle won, more so a massacre. The class, and along with it the dignity, has been flushed out. And we're all here for a good time. Pros in the street corner avoid amber light. Their eyes clapped on their clients as they fester in the shade. The sluts on the street parade their unhidden assets while their slut friends puke, rinsing the drain covers with their deep-seated ooze. An amber river follows the light. Some people can't handle their drink.
I blame the parents.
Beside the pros, the kebab shop with jibby jibbers. He/she's always got a smile pasted on. Gourmet grease delights, cheap at twice the price, and they're Turkish, as is his fellow compatriot. Paying their dues, kowtowing, serving the Liverpudlian Empire. The scene is set for us to paint the town a deeper shade of rouge. Land of the liver. Two birds.
Oh, if only.
In a blissful embrace. Two birds.
If only.
Embarrassed to show face. Cue music. Funny thing, this town on a Saturday. Atmosphere swells with the scent. Hard to explain. Blood, maybe. You'd sense it if you were sharks like us.
West Side Story.
Tragic. Waiting the inevitable bait. Saturday night, when the tracks come off in the sin bin and the lips come on, then...
For the ladies, he means. Shower?
Check.
Shave?
Check.
Armpits?
Everybody's dressed up. Dressed for the streets. Dressed to the nines for their 9.5 weeks. They fill with 1,000,000 bodies. Loins await, bulge, discharge, refill, bulge, await, discharge, refill, bulge. Await for passion. For an evening of the other. Another night of ecstasy, of peak, of zenith. Another night of dominance, of meaning. Trousers pressed, jackets over shoulders slung, shirt open-necked, smooth that. We strutted, our nostrils flared, fresh for the flesh, fresh for the blood scent. In a line, in time we strutted, Bee Gees of the modern era, Travoltas, like everyone, just trying to stay alive.
Title sequence.
Give us a twirl.
And we did overtime. We got a look.
You never. They walked on by. Sharks, we were, slinking through the side streets. Cutting through the nightlife, checking them, checking us out, given the utmost respect. That's all that we needed. Sharks, baring our teeth, devouring all in our way. No one else mattered, just us. 3 musketeers, strutting happily in parallel to a gutter of sick.
With chunky bits.
Hey, there's no need.
Alley, alley, alley. Cut to.
We strut to.
The glorious entrance.
Straight to.
The club.
The bear.
The bouncer.
Was there espousing his necessities. But this was no friendly bear. He was all dressed up in a penguin suit like he's in something out of Tarantino.
Any of you pricks move and I'll execute every last last one of you. I didn't say that.
You're right, mate, he said.
That's how he talks.
All right, mate, I answered, unoriginal, I know. His shadow towered over, stern like the happy undertaker in a musky parlour. You may enter, he grumbled, drool dripping from the rim of his grimace.
Thanks, I think I said. Moses in mind, the end of the Exodus.
There we were, altar's edge, the footsteps of ecstasy, all hippified, journey's end, finding our Zion, the scent of incense drew us nearer.
Closer.
Nearer.
Closer.
Nearer.
Closer.
Nearer.
Raw.
Not yet.
John Williams. Spotlight.
There we were. Our loins had emboldened, springing into action, the twanged ruler on a table. Senses enriched, thuds growing stronger. Bassline, hollering, thud, 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 till eventually the rhythm got us, thrusting, flailing arms, sweaty, sweet ecstasy. Nirvana.
There we are. Three stooges on the dance floor, devil may care, worshipping at the altar of the great unmentionable sin. If nothing else, this night, you must understand, is inevitable. A montage of Miranda magic and awe. Immorality had me mind, had me body, had me soul. Oh, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. No one else matters. No one else. Nothing matters. Nothing. The glitter ball. On a slam dunker's hand, spanner burst to the earth and all that inhabit it. Our bodies flake-like in the air, on the snow course to a comfy white bed as the ground tottered beneath. Let there be light. The glitter ball god spat, and oh, what a light it was, spangled from pillar to post, flaring its rage around a much dampened room. Scarlets, navies, indigos, violets, their beams extreme beyond belief, extreme in their temperament, carving out the soil, draining drought and dry the land. Then it flicks, etching labels, etching all gold finger, engraving their impenetrable symbols, singing, scrawling a spontaneous scripture till they turn to mush. And our land becomes mush. It's churning mush. We're stamping on mush, splurging, flicking, sucking mush. Bodies writhing in a pit of elation. Thud, thud, thud. Speak. The gilded gods of goat-strap snakeskin drums, played by lines whose bleached white orbs encrusted in gold, rattled with mechanical abandon. We saw no hand, but a haze. Heart goes thud, beat goes on, loins go thud, music's on, unprimordial, amorphous senses to the pot, scenting as spear-edged spoils, antelope, meerkat, and giraffe. That's us. Every rhythm's question given a raw, kinetic answer, and we danced, diced, and died till the muck had flicked its last, till the soil once again became barren and bare, till the drum shed skin and slicked our shrine, whilst their master lost its patience and flaxen hair.
And I smelt blood. Where she led, I followed, like the beer to the bar. Closer.
Nearer.
Loins rattling like an epic saber drawn.
Draw.
Where it leads, I shall follow.
Where the saber leads.
Giraffe turns to pig on Animal Farm. Pulling up to the bar, putting a charm. Gold lacquered tops, slick, sultry lines. Adore the geometry for the dress to the nines. Looking gorge, looking great. Gauging the scene for action. Chain shot. I'd have anyone, me. Even that bunny boiler from Fatal Attraction. Quick nip, quick clock down the line at the gaggle.
A beaver.
A bevy of girls. I'm not a ladette man myself. Not into that third wave feminist shit.
Stuff. I like my women to be willing.
So I look down the line. Little women in their Dolce & Gabbana and their neck full of pearls and their Twin Peaks. Up their legs, waxed so smoothly, bar the numbers who'd resist. Like the pretty women's armpits, like gorillas in the mist.
Haze.
Show us.
Twin Peaks.
Coconut and blood. Infused in the air is coconut and blood. Cocktails, I asked.
I had to step in. There's no way I'm having that. 3 pints. I'm not having cocktails or any of that alcohol pop crap. I'm a man, a lad. East London at that. I have pints as stated in the East London Magna Carta. 3 pints.
Wash your mouth out.
I'm a man.
Pre-modern, man.
I can drink and thrust wherever I can.
I waited a while.
It arrived.
Paid.
Thanks. Mate.
Terry joined us. There we were. 3 stooges, meerkat, giraffe, and antelope.
Boldly going where every man has gone before.
Knew it was coming.
We all saw the signs. Terry went ahead.
Stupid boy.
He'd only gone and went ahead. 3 pints. 3 pints in hand. He went ahead with 3 pints. We tried to follow desperately. We tried, but to no avail. He'd gone. Vanished. Missed.
Haze.
2 amigos went searching for the third.
Glass head brimming for overspill. Dancing about the circumference like a showgirl on a wire. A tornado, whirlwind, bob to the beat, to the hearts, to the loins, to the shrine. Twirling, swirling, burning to practice Archimedes' theory of displacement. Urethra!
Eureka.
Eureka?
Latin. Carpe diem. Burn.
It ain't loud. It went ahead. It only gone and went ahead.
We could all see it coming.
Apart from we couldn't see anything. Fake.
Smoke screen. Because everyone was...
In a way.
Slow motion. Close up. 2 shoulders collide. The music stopped.
Hey, watch where you're going.
You watch where you're going.
You starting.
You starting.
Are you mocking me?
Are you... You get the idea. A crowd enshrined, circling, enshrined, urging the 2 antlers, pre-locking patience, over shoulder.
The 2 of us. 2 amigos. We were there. Slap-faced and reckless. But there. Onlookers. Outside observers.
Flashback.
Before our time. Never got on well with his parents. Flash forward. Close up.
And the stream streeled from their nostrils.
Teeth for 2.
Hoofs scuffed as the dust scuppered with the coconut and mist.
Haze.
A pause. And they leapt. A shadow.
Oh! The bear. Arbiter. Adjudicator. The ref.
Wanker.
Oi. You wouldn't say that in front of Her Majesty now, would you? Shape up. You're in polite company now. Bear hauled. Antelope scrambled. Bear strode, hammering his breast like a Scandinavian super god towards cavern's exit. Antelope scrambled. One by one, they were thrown into the streets with their Bambi-like hobble.
We knew not of the big bear's brother. Stood behind, he lifted us, striding, dropping, gloating, lighting, puffing, waving.
Wanker.
Hey, there's class here. Present.
Meerkat, straight-backed, brushed himself down. He had seen Red, Bullet Head, all De Niro, and bolted for the door once more.
Sabre had been severely rattled.
Charge!
Crash! Foiled. I retired all Charlie Chaplin and said no more. We, the musketeers, all 3, ride towards the set sun. Hard, are we? All huddled together in militant line, swords in our trousers, shields as our spine. Defying injustice whenever we can, whilst devising our next most dastardly plan.
Surge. A speck in the distance. Neck back, Greg swirled, hocked up an insult. Ready, aim. I watched its trajectory. Apexed halfway. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself. It's coming, it's coming. Splat. Bullseye. Right in Antelope's ear. Poof.
Puff?
Are you talking to me?
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 You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Me?
You talking to me?
Too right, Aim. Yeah, too right, Terry. Yeah, go get him. Yeah, you go get him, Terry. Give it some. Sock it to him. Yeah, just give it some De Niro. That's it. Give it some. Ha. Have it.
Span.
Bruce Lee.
Floated.
Muhammad Ali.
Pacing around in circles.
Groundhog Day.
Measuring each other.
Judgment Day. Ready to club each other. Fight, fight, fight.
Terry launched the offensive. The graceful antelope turned gazelle, turned buffalo, turned raging bull.
Fight, fight, fight.
Bull to castanet, bull to dancing matador, bull to flag, red. Go on, Terry, go on. The crowd are going wild, desperate for a final slaughter. Terry, go! Dissension. The legend falls. 7 stages. A horse-drawn carriage. Slow motion. A dove. Ascending. Clipped wings. Ascending. Soaring strings. Ascending. Gushing. Flashback. Whimsical thought for life. Terry. Ascending.
Busy midnight streets in the land of the liver, a bed of quilted pillows, feathers, snowflakes wait for the final thud.
Extreme close-up. What was his name?
Greg. So we found out. Scarpa, the little...
Terry. On the floor. Not dancing. Not asking. Not throbbing.
A circle. Enshrined. Little paper men concertinaed flimsily, expanding, retracting, bowed to their saviour, suffering in collective silence, blank faces, as before. Crowd devouring as before. Blood halo round his pasty crown before diffusing thinly, whisperly, as nothing. It had no smell.
Cut 2.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Cut 2.
Ambulance.
Cut 2.
Hospital. Clean. Not a dirty window in sight. Spick and spam. Disinfectant. Drip. Don't do a lovely job, they do. Don't get enough respect for it. Shame. Bleeps. Always the bleeps in my eardrum. Nothing to dance to. Nowhere to dance to. No one to dance with. Anyway. Oh, bleeps. In my ear. Only for a few hours, mind. Only for a few hours. Left. 2 musketeers. Sitting.
Roll credits.